1. If I told you that the only thing standing between you and the life of your dreams is your ability to imagine it, the most powerful tool for manifesting your desires isn't external, it's within you. Right now, this technique is not about hard work, nor is it about waiting for life to align perfectly. It's about tapping into a hidden power that you already possess, but perhaps never fully understood. Today we'll uncover an unbelievable manifestation technique that can transform your reality swiftly and effortlessly. This is the key to creating anything you desire or method so profound you'll wonder how you live without it. Stick with me, and you'll unlock the secret to changing your world. Imagination is the foundation upon which your entire reality is built. It is the invisible force that determines what you experience in the physical world. Some people believe that reality is something fixed and unchangeable, but the truth is, your external circumstances are merely a reflection of your internal state. What you think, feel, and most importantly, imagine is continuously shaping the world around you. It is within the unseen realm of the mind where creation takes place. When you vividly imagine something, you are not simply daydreaming. You are engaging in a powerful act of creation. Whatever thought you dwell upon, every image you hold in your mind sets into motion unseen, forces that work tirelessly to bring that vision into your physical experience. But the key here is vividness and emotional engagement. It's not enough to casually think about what you want. You must feel it deeply and see it clearly in your mind's eye as though it were already happening. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a canvas and your thoughts and emotions are the brushstrokes. Each mental image you conjure up, each emotion you associate with that image becomes part of the masterpiece you are creating. The clearer and more detailed your image, the more powerful its manifestation will be. It is not a vague notion or a mere possibility, it is a reality waiting to be born. The world around you may seem fixed, but it is malleable, shaped by the unseen forces that your imagination commands. People often limit themselves by thinking only in terms of what feel the emotions associated with it. But the truth is, imagination transcends the boundaries of logic and physical reality. It operates in a realm where anything is possible, where there are no limitations except those you impose on yourself. When you fully grasp this concept, you understand that the key to unlocking your desires lies not in external actions, but in the way you use your imagination. Understand your desired outcome as if it were already true. Feel the emotions associated with it. What would your life look like? How would you feel living in that reality? Imagine every detail, the sights, sounds, even the smells. The more senses you engage, the more real it becomes in your mind, and the faster it will manifest in your external world. You must live in this mental state as though it were already done, as though the outcome were inevitable. Many people make the mistake of imagining their desires as something that will happen in the future. But the truth is, the future is created in the present moment, the only way to bring something into existence. The same way, if you want to change your life, you must first change the images you hold. In your mind, the world with the reality you wish to experience. Your imagination, when focused and sustained, will bend time, space, and circumstances to align with your vision. Remember, the external world is simply a mirror reflecting what's happening within. If you want to change what you see in the mirror, you don't try to manipulate the reflection, you change the image that is being projected. In the same way, if you want to change your life, you must first change the images you hold in your mind. This is why imagination holds the ultimate power. It is the seed of creation, the blueprint of your future. The beauty of imagination is that it allows you to bypass the limitations of your current reality. It doesn't matter what your present circumstances look like. It doesn't matter how impossible or distant your desires may seem. Your imagination knows no boundaries, no constraints. When you step into the realm of imagination, you step into a world of limitless potential, where everything is possible, the reality of what you have imagined. The most important thing to remember is that imagine your creation. By consistently using your imagination to visualize your desires, you are planting seeds in the subconscious mind. These seeds, when nurtured through sustained attention and emotion, will inevitably grow and bear fruit in the physical world. It may not happen overnight, but the process is in motion the moment you begin to believe in the reality of what you have imagined. The most important thing to remember is that imagination is not passive, it is an active force that creates. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are always using your imagination consciously or unconsciously. If you allow your mind to be filled with negative thoughts or images, that is what you will manifest. But when you take control of your imagination and deliberately focus it on what you desire, you can bring forth whatever you wish. The secret to manifesting your desires lies in a profound yet simple truth you must live. In the end, this means that instead of waiting for your desire to materialize in the future, you must begin to live, think, and feel as if it is already yours right now. The key is not to hope for it or strive toward it, but to fully immerse yourself in the state of having already attained it. In doing so, you shift your entire consciousness into alignment with that desired reality, and the external world begins to conform to that state. When you live in the end, you bypass the limitations of time and space. You are no longer waiting for something to happen, no longer trying to create or attract it. Instead, you are embodying the reality of your wish fulfilled. You act, feel, and think from the perspective of someone who already possesses what they desire. The emotions, thoughts, and beliefs you hold in this state are the creative forces that bring your desire into physical manifestation. This is the true meaning of living from a state of consciousness rather than moving toward it. You must immerse yourself fully in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The feeling is the secret. What would it feel like to have your desire right now? What emotions would flood your heart? How would your life change in an instant? These are not idle questions, they are the doorway to creation. By generating the emotions and sensations that accompany the fulfillment of your desire, you are training your mind and body to accept it as a reality. Your subconscious mind, which knows no difference between what is real and imagined, begins to operate under the assumption that your desire has already been fulfilled. This is not an intellectual exercise. It is a deeply emotional and sensory experience. You must move beyond simply thinking about your desire and enter into the feeling of it. Imagine yourself living in that desired state. Walk through your day as though your wish is already a part of your life. Carry that sense of fulfillment with you and notice how your actions, thoughts, and perceptions begin to change. When you live in the end, you no longer doubt or question whether your desire will come to pass. You are living from the certainty that it already has. Most people are trapped in the illusion of waiting. They believe they must take action, make effort, or somehow earn their desires. But living in the end releases you from this constant striving. Instead of moving toward a goal that always seems just out of reach, you rest in the knowing that it is already done. There is no need for anxiety, no need for effort, only a quiet, calm assurance that your wish is fulfilled. This mental and emotional shift is what activates the unseen forces that begin to reshape your external reality. The world around you will reflect the state you inhabit within. If you continuously dwell in the feeling of lack or absence, that is what your reality will mirror back to you. But when you live in the end, when you feel as though your desire is already yours, the outer world must conform to that inner state. It is not a question of it, but when it will materialize, for the external world is nothing more than the shadow of your inner reality. And just as a shadow cannot help but follow the form, so too will your physical world follow the state you embody. Living in the end requires faith and trust in the creative power of your mind. It means letting go of the need to see immediate results or to control the outcome through external means. You trust that by embodying the state of fulfillment, nothing else will fall into place. This is not blind faith, but a deep understanding that the world is shaped from within. The more you live in the end, the more you realize that reality is fluid, constantly shifting in response to your internal state. You are the creator of your experience, and the outer world is but a reflection of the inner. It may feel strange at first to act as though your desire is already fulfilled when your external circumstances show no evidence of it. But this is the essence of creation you must see with the inner eye of imagination before the outer eye can perceive it. The longer you persist in this state, the more natural it becomes. You will begin to notice subtle changes in your thoughts, emotions, and even the people and situations around you. These are the signs that your inner state is starting to manifest in the physical world. Everything in the end is a practice, one that requires persistence education. It is not something you do once and then forget. It is daily moment-to-moment commitment to align your inner world with your desired reality. Each time out of here arises, you gently return to the feeling of fulfillment. You remind yourself that your desire is already yours, that the end is already here, and that you are simply waiting for the physical world to catch up with the reality you are created. Within, belief is the most powerful force in shaping your reality. It is not merely a passive acceptance of something as true, but an active force that molds and creates your experiences. What you believe deep within yourself becomes the foundation upon which your life is built. Your beliefs shape your thoughts, your emotions, and ultimately the world around you. Every circumstance you encounter, every event you experience is a reflection of the beliefs you hold within your mind. To change your life, you must first change what you believe to be true. Most people live their lives bound by limiting beliefs, often without even realizing it. These beliefs are the invisible chains that hold them back from achieving their desires. They may want abundance, success, or love, but their underlying belief is that these things are out of reach, too difficult to attain, or somehow not meant for them. And because belief is the creative force that drives manifestation, they unconsciously create a reality that aligns with these limiting beliefs. They experience lack instead of abundance, struggle instead of ease, and disappointment instead of fulfillment. To manifest what you truly desire, you must align your belief with the assumption that what you seek is already yours. This is not about hoping or wishing for something to happen in the future, but about accepting with absolute certainty that it is already a present reality. The moment you fully believe in the truth of your desire, your entire being shifts. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin to align with that belief, and the universe responds. Accordingly, what you believe internally must be reflected in the external world. The challenge lies in shedding the doubts and fears that often accompany the process of manifestation. Doubts are the cracks in the foundation of belief, and if left unchecked, they can undermine your efforts to create the reality you desire. To manifest successfully, you must rid yourself of these doubts and fully commit to the belief that your desire is already a reality. This requires unwavering faith, even when the physical world has not yet caught up with your inner conviction. Relief bridges the gap between imagination and reality. While your imagination is the tool that creates the vision of what you want, belief is the power that brings it into being. It is the catalyst that turns thought into form, the invisible force that moves mountains and bends reality to align with your desires. Without belief, imagination remains a dream, a distant possibility. But with belief, that dream takes on substance, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. When you believe in something deeply, it becomes a certainty in your mind. It is no longer a question of whether it will happen, but simply a matter of when. This inner certainty radiates out into the world, shaping and guiding the circumstances of your life. The people you meet, the opportunities that arise, the events that unfold or are influenced by the strength of your belief. And as you continue to hold that belief, the world rearranges itself to bring your desire into full expression. Belief is a choice. You can choose to believe in the limitations of the world around you, or you can choose to believe in the infinite possibilities that exist within you. The power to manifest your desires lies in that choice. When you align your belief with your desires, you step into your true creative power. You no longer wait for things to happen. You make them happen through the strength of your conviction. To strengthen your belief, you must cultivate an inner state of faith. Faith is the knowing that, despite appearances, your desire is already fulfilled. It is the trust in the unseen forces that are constantly at work, bringing your belief into manifestation. Faith is not blind optimism, but a deep inner knowing that what you believe is real, even if the physical evidence has not yet materialized. It is the understanding that reality is shaped from within, not from external conditions. As you align your belief with your desires, you will begin to see subtle changes in your life. Doors will open that were once closed, opportunities will arise where none existed, and people will appear more aligned with your vision. These are not coincidences. They are the natural outcomes of a mind that is aligned with the power of belief. The more you trust in this process, the more your reality will shift to match your belief. Belief, then, is not just a passive acceptance of what is, but an active participation in the creation of what can be. It is the driving force behind all manifestation, the invisible thread that connects your inner vision with the outer world. When you align your belief with your desires, there is no limit to what you can create. The world will reflect back to you exactly what you believe to be true. If you believe in lack, you will experience lack. If you believe in abundance, you will experience abundance. The choice is always yours. The past is not as fixed as it seems, though most people believe that their past experiences are unchangeable and set in stone. The truth is that your memories of the past are fluid, malleable, and subject to change. This is a profound realization because the way you interpret and remember your past directly influences your present and your future. Every experience you've ever had, every event that has shaped you, still lives within your mind. And just as you can imagine and create new possibilities for your future, you can also revise your past to align with your desires. Revising the past is not about denying or ignoring what happened, but about altering your perception of it. The mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you mentally revisit an event and alter it in your imagination, you change the emotional and psychological impact it has on you. These revisions ripple outward, influencing your current state of being and ultimately shaping the reality you experience. By rewriting your memories, you free yourself from the limiting beliefs and emotional patterns that stem from those past events. Replace an event from your past that continues to hold you back, something that still haunts you or shapes your beliefs about what is possible. Perhaps it's an experience of failure, rejection, or disappointment. When you replay that event in your mind, you are reinforcing its impact on your present reality. The emotions associated with it, fear, doubt, or unworthiness, continue to influence your thoughts and decisions, keeping you trapped in the same patterns. But when you revise that event, imagining a different outcome, you break the chains that bind you to it. To revise the past, you must first become vividly aware of the event you wish to change. Recall it in as much detail as possible where you were, who was involved, and how you felt. But instead of reliving the experience as it originally happened, begin to alter the scene in your mind. Imagine the outcome you wish had occurred, the one that aligns with your desires. Perhaps instead of failure, you experience success. Instead of rejection, you are met with acceptance. Feel the emotions of this revised experience as if it were real. Let yourself be fully immersed in the new memory, as though it had always happened that way. As you repeatedly engage in this revision, your mind begins to accept the altered memory as the true version of events. The emotional charge tied to the original experience phase replaced by the feelings associated with the new desired outcome. This shift in your internal state has a profound effect on your present and future. You no longer carry the weight of that past experience instead. You are empowered by the new reality you've created in your mind. The subconscious mind, which operates beyond the constraints of time and logic, responds to this revision as if it were real. Just as your imagination can create new possibilities for the future, it can reshape the past. And in doing so, it alters the course of your life. The patterns of thought, behavior, and belief that were once anchored in that past experience are replaced with new patterns that support your desired reality. This practice of revising the past allows you to reclaim your power. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances or a prisoner of your past. You become the author of your own story, rewriting it in a way that aligns with your highest aspirations. As you revise past experiences, you free yourself from the limitations they once imposed on you. You begin to think, feel, and act from a place of empowerment rather than from the emotional residue of all wounds. The impact of revising the past extends far beyond your internal state because your external reality is a reflection of your inner world. As you change the way you relate to your past, the world around you must change as well. You begin to notice new opportunities, new relationships, and new circumstances that reflect the revised story you've created. The past no longer holds power over you instead. It becomes a source of strength and possibility, a foundation upon which you can build your desired future. In revising your past, you are not bound by the linear constraints of time. You are engaging in a process that transcends the logical mind and taps into the deeper, creative power of imagination. This power knows no boundaries, no limitations. It is as capable of reshaping the past as it is of creating the future. As you practice revision, you will begin to see how flexible and fluid reality truly is. The past, present, and future are all interconnected, and by altering one, you influence them all. Shaping your past is an act of liberation. It frees you from the stories that no longer serve you and opens a door to new possibilities. It allows you to reclaim your power as the creator of your own experience, reminding you that nothing is set in stone and that you are always capable of shaping your reality in alignment with your desires. Through the power of revision, you can release the emotional and psychological burdens of the past and step into a future that is limitless, abundant, and aligned with your highest vision of yourself. Your inner dialogue is the constant stream of thoughts, conversations, and narratives that take place within your mind. It is the voice that speaks to you in moments of silence, guiding your perception of reality and influencing your decisions, feelings, and actions. Often this inner conversation operates beneath the level of conscious awareness, but it holds tremendous power over your life. Every word, every thought that you entertain is shaping your subconscious mind, which in turn projects those thoughts into the world around you. What you repeatedly tell yourself becomes the blueprint for your external reality. The subconscious mind is impressionable and malleable, absorbing every bit of information fed to it through your inner dialogue. It does not discriminate between what is true or false, real or imagined. It simply accepts what you consistently tell it and brings it to life. This is why the quality of your inner conversation is so crucial. If you allow your inner dialogue to be dominated by fear, doubt, or negativity, your subconscious will manifest circumstances that mirror those feelings. However, if you take control of your inner dialogue and align it with your desires, your subconscious will faithfully create a reality that reflects those desires. Monitoring and controlling your inner dialogue requires a heightened sense of awareness. You must become the observer of your own thoughts, paying attention to the constant chatter that fills your mind throughout the day. Notice the recurring themes and patterns in your self-talk. Are you telling yourself stories of lack, limitation, or failure? Or are you affirming abundance, possibility, and success? The words you speak to yourself in these quiet moments matter more than you may realize. They are the seeds you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious, and those seeds will grow into the circumstances of your life. The process of shifting your inner dialogue begins with self-awareness. Once you become conscious of the thoughts that occupy your mind, you can begin to deliberately guide them toward a more constructive direction. It's not enough to simply wish for a better reality. You must actively train your inner dialogue to reflect the outcome you desire. This means consciously replacing thoughts of doubt with thoughts of certainty, transforming negative self-talk into positive affirmations that align with the reality you wish to create. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," immediately recognize these as limiting beliefs that do not serve you. In that moment, replace them with affirmations like, "I am worthy of success," or "Everything I desire is already mine." As you practice this, you will notice a shift in the way you feel and in the way you approach life. Your emotions will begin to align with your new inner dialogue, and as your emotions shift, so too will the circumstances of your life. Your inner dialogue must remain faithful to your desired outcome. This means you must guard against allowing old, limiting thoughts to creep back into your mind. It is easy to fall back into familiar patterns of self-doubt or negativity, especially when external circumstances appear challenging. But remember, your external world is merely a reflection of your inner state. To change your reality, you must remain steadfast in controlling your inner dialogue, even in the face of adversity. Internal inner dialogue requires persistence and dedication. It's not something that happens overnight, but with practice, you will begin to see its effects. The more consistently you align your inner dialogue with your desires, the more quickly your subconscious will bring those desires into reality. It is through repetition and emotional intensity that the subconscious mind is most powerfully influenced. As you continue to reaffirm your desired reality in your thoughts with conviction and feeling, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your external world. Opportunities will arise, obstacles will dissolve, and what once seemed impossible will become inevitable. It is important to realize that your inner dialogue is not only shaping your future, but also influencing the present moment. Your thoughts are constantly creating your experience of reality, moment by moment. If you find yourself dwelling on worries, regrets, or fears, you are unconsciously projecting those thoughts into your present reality. Conversely, if you focus on thoughts of joy, gratitude, and success, you are inviting those experiences into your life. The power to create a fulfilling and abundant reality lies in the moment-to-moment choices you make in your inner dialogue. One of the most effective ways to strengthen your inner dialogue is through the practice of visualization. As you consciously guide your thoughts, begin to visualize the outcome you desire with as much detail and emotional intensity as possible. See yourself living the life you wish to create. Feel the emotions associated with that reality, and let those feelings infuse your inner dialogue. By combining visualization with affirming inner conversations, you are programming your subconscious to bring that reality into manifestation. The more vividly you imagine and affirm your desired outcome, the more quickly it will materialize in your life. In essence, the quality of your inner dialogue determines the quality of your life. It is the silent architect of your reality, working behind the scenes to bring your thoughts into form. By monitoring and controlling your inner conversation, you become the master of your destiny. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or past experiences. Instead, you take full responsibility for the reality you create, shaping it in alignment with your highest desires. Through faithful inner dialogue, you unlock the limitless potential of your subconscious, mind, and step into the life you were always meant to live. In essence, the power to manifest your desires lies within your mind, governed by your imagination, belief, and inner dialogue. By visualizing the reality you want, living as though your desires are already fulfilled, and faithfully aligning your thoughts with that reality, you activate the forces that shape your life. Your past does not have to limit you by revising it. You can reshape your future. Each thought, belief, and inner conversation contributes to the unfolding of your external world. The process of manifestation is not a distant hope, but a present reality shaped by the consciousness you choose to embody today. You master these techniques and you'll find that nothing is beyond your reach. What you continuously imagine, feel, and believe in your inner world will soon materialize in the outer world. The power to create is already within you.